Hello the internets and welcome to my complete Simona build video, the newest character dropped in Sword of Convallaria that specializes in AoE damage, controlling the battlefield thanks to her CC skills, and helping all her union companions with her leader's aura. In this guide we'll talk about skill recommendations, basic gear and tarot tests for Simona, possible team synergies, and if you should pull for her or not. If you enjoy this type of content, a small reminder that I stream every single day here and on Twitch, so feel free to drop by, and let's start the video by talking about Simona. Simona is the fastest character in the game, at least until Tair comes, allowing her to secure the first move in each turn, giving her a tactical advantage. Even if she looks like a melee knight, she uses a wand as her weapon, giving her powerful crowd control abilities and an AoE push skill, which is quite rare to see in this game and, as you can imagine, really strong. She has incredible physical damage defense thanks to her passive trait Winter is Coming that provides her with Armor of Ice, so you can use her as a frontline mage that will be able to take a lot of damage. Simona also has a leader's aura for the Union, but this one is weaker than the one Gloria provides, so there is no reason to pick this skill unless you do not have Gloria, but we'll talk more about that later. Even if her single target damage is slightly weaker compared to other characters, her AoE damage and utility makes up for it. Her biggest downside is that her CC skills are not practical in boss fights, making her somewhat a situational unit that you will not be using everywhere. To not make this type of video super long, I will talk only about the skills that I recommend taking instead of going over every single option available, starting with rank 1. Both Icy Blast and Ice Cone are pretty good, but the first one wins simply by how useful it can be. Icy Blast is an AoE skill that not only deals damage, but also knocks everyone 2 tiles while inflicting speed and move down on the enemies. The utility of this skill is, in 99% of the cases, better than Ice Cone. When it comes to rank 3, the left option, Ice Assault, is the way to go. This is an instant skill that will make Simona charge to the selected location, attacking all enemies in the way, and if she has a shield, Warrior of the Frost will proc, reducing damage taken by 30% and increasing Simona's movement range if she's on frosty tiles. At rank 5, you want to go on the left once again and pick Ice Shards, a reaction that will proc when Simona Armor of Ice is destroyed, dealing AoE magic attack to all enemies around her and inflicting move 3 down for 1 turn, which is a really powerful debuff. At rank 7, you could take the leader's aura for the Union, but only if you don't have Gloria. Gloria's aura is a lot stronger compared to Simona, so it's better to go once again to the left side and choose Flash Freezing. This skill is a single target attack that inflicts move 3 down for 2 turns and will also freeze the enemy if they have any form of movement debuffs. When it comes to rank 9 and her basic attack change, the left option, Ice Made Sword, wins again, since not only it will apply move down to the enemy, but also increase Simona's damage if she's on frosty tiles by 30%. As you can see by most of her skills, you are gonna be freezing the battlefield and increasing your own damage and movement constantly. Lastly, for the rank 11 skills, you want to ignore the right side since it's too situational and go for the left, what a surprise, Winter Doomsday. This is a really powerful AoE skill that deals ice damage that also summons an ice wall which will freeze anyone that's on the selected tiles. When it comes to weapons, Starry Sky Heritage is one of the strongest weapons Simona can use thanks to the increased magic attack equal to 3% of her HP at the start of the battle. Another good option is Resentment Broom, since it increases AoE damage and also applies a dot called Life Loss, which is incredibly strong if you have the weapon with multiple stars to guarantee the extra damage every turn. Focus 1 is the last and another good option to run with her for legendary weapons, since it increases the range of your single target skills and magic attack. This weapon is decent but not the best one, since Simona, as you can see, has a lot of AoE skill that will not proc with this passive trait. Lastly, a good epic weapon option is the Explosive Crystal, thanks to the increased AoE damage that will proc on most of Simona's kit. Moving now to gear recommendations, All Scrolls of August is one of the strongest in the game and you can use it on almost any character, including Simona. Being able to use an instant skill 3 times per battle with a short cooldown while buffing you and increasing your speed is a really powerful piece of gear. Spring Peel is another strong gear that allows you to dispel a debuff and heal yourself twice per battle, but the cooldown is quite long at 8 turns if you only have 1 copy of the weapon. For tarot options, Dream of the Magician is probably the best one since it increases damage based on how many enemies you hit, and Simona has plenty of AoE skills on her kit. Since she's a situational character not used for bosses, you can also use Temptation of the Devil to make her stronger on stages with multiple enemies since the effect cannot be dispelled or immunized. Lastly, the side for Temperance is a pretty good option for her and any melee unit, to be honest, since the shield will also help with her trait passive skill, increasing her attack and defense while she has an active shield. Now let's talk a little bit about team synergies. If you pulled for Gloria when the game came out, they will pair amazingly together thanks to the auras from the Union. This faction will lack other strong characters for a while, but over time becomes a really powerful force, so it's nice to prepare in advance. Simona also pairs well with Alexei, since he will increase his damage on frozen tiles, and you can keep both of them on the front line while keeping a consistent high damage output on both characters. Lastly, she can also be used with both lower rarity ice mages, since all of them have similar kits that allow them to control the battlefield with ice skills. The only thing to take into consideration when building a team for Simona is that she's not supposed to be used on boss stages or levels where there are only a couple enemies, since she loses most of her utility. When it comes to if you should pull for her or not, if you have Gloria and want to build a team around the Union faction, she's a character you should get one copy to strengthen your team and prepare for future units like August and Tristan, two of the strongest units in the game and both from the Union. If you don't care about this faction, however, you can skip this banner and use instead the lower rarity ice mages that provide the same utility with lower damage output. Since she is a situational character, you are safe if you decide to skip the banner. Remember that this game is not super generous, so it's important to plan your resources and not pull on every single banner unless you are a spender. To be honest, she looks amazing and it's fun to play, but with so many meta characters coming soon, I would suggest skipping the character for most people unless you want to focus on the Union faction. I will personally pull for her since I want to try and collect all characters, so if you want to see my pulls, feel free to drop by the stream with the link description down below. All that said, thank to my supporter for making my content possible. I love you all, bossos. Good luck with your pull generics, and see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。